All right, well, we're back here with another car project, and this time we're actually working on the Range Rover, which is actually my wife's, but I don't know if I've actually introduced that to the channel or not. So I'm going to go through the process of replacing the front brake pads and rotors. For this project, you're just going to need a couple of tools. In fact, you're really not that many. You're going to need a mallet to remove the rotor. You're going to need a ratchet, a couple different ratchets. I have a 3/8 and a 1/4. Socket wise, you're going to need a 21 millimeter to pull the caliper off, and you're going to need a 15 millimeter to do the slide bolts for the bracket assembly for your brake pads. A powered ratchet because, well, who wants to turn by hand? A brake piston press. You have a 1/2 inch impact to remove the wheels, some grease, brake clean. I have sleeve lug nut remover, and then of course you need your rotors and your brake pads. Kit wise, I ordered it from Land Rover Direct, and it comes with the brake pads as well as all clips. One thing to note on the driver's side is there is a brake pad wear sensor. That has a clip as well, a little bit of a retaining clip. It does not come with one of those, so do not lose that because I spent a good part of 10 minutes looking for it on this ground. So yeah, make sure you don't lose that, and also don't break that sensor. If you do, it's probably like $15. Maybe pick up a spare one just to have it. All right, once you have the vehicle jacked up and the wheel off, I hope I didn't need to show that process. You're going to have a 15 millimeter bolt here, as well as right down here. And then you're going to have, if I go ahead and slide back up here, come on, where is it? You're gonna have a 21 millimeter there, and then another one on the bottom. And that's gonna remove the caliper and then the bracket, which the bracket is actually holding your brake pads. Now, on the passenger side, there is no wear sensor. Kind of wish I had filmed that side, but at any rate, if you see that little indent right there, that is where the little bracket would go, or retaining clip would go rather, that your brake pad wear sensor would plug right into. When in doubt, use power tools. Makes fast work of all of this. My kit also came with new ones of these, but keep them just in case yours didn't. And by the way, I just bought mine from Land Rover. I did nothing special. I bought the brake rotors from FCP Euro, and I'll put links and everything in the description. Obviously check your kit first, but mine came with these retaining clips as well as the, I don't know what these are actually called, we're gonna call them clips as well, where the brake pads sit. But make sure before you just start muscling this stuff off that you did get replacements. So this one here, I had the same problem on the other side. Caliper's in the way of this bolt. Now I could do manual, or what I do is I just lightly lift this up, keeping mind of that cable, and then I can use this. I definitely need to buy some short, thin wall sockets. All right, now what I like to do after the rotor's off is hit this with the wire brush and just clean up, here I'll point to it, just clean up the mating surfaces here, use a little brake clean and get this stuff out. You're gonna kind of see it coming off. You know, all that brake dust and surface rust just adds to the corrosion factor the next time you want to take these off. Then once that's done, I just use some brake and caliper grease and just mate on the surface here. Don't go crazy, just enough that so once again it's not going to seize or seal up. I shouldn't say seize because this doesn't spin, but this stuff is super easy to use. It's very thick and disgusting though, so wear gloves. All right, so next up we're going to work on the brake pads, which they're inside of this bracket assembly. And like I mentioned, my kit came with these, so I can kind of be more forceful, but just make sure yours did. Anti-rattle clips on all 4 corners, and then just pull, basically push down and get it free. And then there's your brake pad and all of its disgusting glory. And the next one, same process, very easy, just get up under there. The anti-rattle clips, make sure that you don't bend them too much, otherwise you won't be able to use them again. All right, next up is the retaining clips that hold the brake pads. I got others of these as well, so just pop these out and they should just come out without much force, just corrosion holding them in. Okay, and then what I like to do is not getting it on the boot, but take this over to an area where you don't mind getting some brake clean and just hit it with some brake clean and just hit these surfaces. You're gonna obviously have new clips, but why not make it so that it looks nice? But just don't get brake clean on this rubber, because I'm not an engineer, but I'm sure it doesn't do good things. You don't have to go for perfect, but just clean it up, make it look a little bit better. All right, so you can see that this comes with a little bit of a shipping coating. Use some brake clean and go through and get this shipping coating off. You only need to do it on the two surfaces that you're going to have, it's going to be adhered to. You don't have to do it on the edges or in the middle, but just go ahead and get this off. All right, once that's cleaned off, you're ready to install the rotor onto the vehicle. Now we go ahead and put the rotor screw back in to hold this in place. This isn't actually necessary, it just makes putting the wheel back on a little bit easier, as well as the brake pads. All right, next up we're going to go ahead and put the retaining clips inside of the caliper assembly. And that's pretty simple. You basically just line it up right here and push it down once it's aligned. And it's pretty much going to only go in one way. But just be mindful of which way. All right, so next up we have our brake pads, and there is a difference here. You'll see that there's a solid piece and then there's an indent. This actually is where the brake pad wear sensor would go, but on the passenger side there isn't one. However, this one is also the one that goes up against the caliper. So if I go ahead and just show you, it's gonna go, I believe, like that, and it will press up against this backing plate. So just make sure you know which one it is. Next thing we're gonna do is put the anti-rattle clips on here, and those basically just clip on just like so. And what's going to happen is when you go and put it inside of these brackets, this is going to press down, and it just adds another level so that your brakes don't rattle, which granted, this thing sounds like a truck anyway, so I'm not sure it's necessary. Now, you have a couple different options for putting this back together. Honestly, there's probably only one, but it seems like there's two ways. You can put the back pads, or pad in this case, on and then put it on the bracket and then put it back on the caliper. So that's what I'm gonna go ahead and do. Now that the rear pad is in, you wanna go ahead and bend down these anti-rattle clips. This just basically holds the brake pad in and contributes to less rattle. All right, and now you have a completely assembled brake pad holder. I don't even know what this is officially called, but there you go. Let's call it that. Now you go ahead and put it on the rotor. And then you're going to take your 21mm bolts and you're going to go ahead and start threading it in by hand. Make sure that it lines up, and then run it in with your impact or whatever else you're using. Always start your bolts by hand. Make sure that you don't cross thread them, because if you hit it with an impact and it's not aligned, you will end up cross threading and destroying whatever fastener you're putting on. Now the next step is you need to, so actually let's take a step back. You can see the thickness of this brake pad versus the thickness of the new brake pads. Obviously this is worn down well past its life, and as a result, the caliper ends up pushing out here, which you can see, it's basically the boot. So what you need to do is you need to use some sort of a press. I just have this really cheapo one, but it works perfectly well. And you take your old brake pad and put it on here. And all you do is you take this tool, pop it in here, and you crank it down. And what it's going to do, it's actually going to press in the caliper so that it can go on the new brake rotor assembly. So sometimes you got to push it on both sides to make sure that it gets all the way in there. All right, now it should go on no problem. All right, once that's in, you're gonna go ahead and, like I said, my kit came with new bolts with some, I'm gonna guess, removable Loctite. All right, once you get that caliper grease, or once you get the grease on those bolts, just go ahead and tighten these up. Once I already put them hand tight. And just give it a couple of by hand just to make sure that they're nice and tight. I'm sure there's a torque spec for these, but I don't think you need it. I do torque spec for the lug bolts. And then go ahead and do the same thing for your 21mm. You're basically done with the install at this point. Really the final step is to put the wheel on, take it for a test drive, bed it in. So what you want to do is, there actually is an official procedure. I don't know it offhand. Google it or ask ChatGPT if you so desire. What I like to do is drive at a slow speed, apply the brakes, speed up, apply the brakes, and just kind of let that process go. Also make sure that you, ensures rather, that you installed everything properly and you didn't miss any important steps. Granted, brakes are not that hard, or rather easy to screw up. They're pretty much self-explanatory. Once you have the parts, which I will put a link in the description for where I got all this stuff. And yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up and then take it for a test drive, and I will, I guess, come back and tell you whether or not the car drove properly, because I'm not gonna film a test drive. So if you have any questions on this install, if it's your first time doing it or you're not comfortable doing so, definitely hire a mechanic. I cannot stress enough that I am not a mechanic, but I do play one on YouTube and I enjoy it. So here we are doing the front brake pads and rotors on a 2022 Range Rover Evoque Dynamic RS, I think. I don't even know. That's the longest name I've ever heard. But yep, as always, appreciate you guys checking out these videos. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. All right, last step here is to come through and just hit this with a torque wrench. Also, if you did the other side, do that too. And then take it for a test drive like I mentioned. All right, we have good brakes. Mission accomplished.